travel to the Caribbean coast to swim in crystalline waters surrounded by amazing white sand beaches? How would you like to play and interact with friendly dolphins? How would you like to visit the ancient Mayan pyramids? How would you like to discover and learn about the Mayan culture and its customs? Today's guest will talk about these and other unique experiences which she encountered on a recent trip to the Riviera Maya, Mexico. The Humanities Communications Department at the Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Lauren Giannetti, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved in this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you're about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this production to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they are planning, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is an NCC student in the Film and TV production course and has a keen interest in nature and travel. We would like you to meet today's guest, Paula Lopez.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So we know you had the opportunity to take a trip to the Riviera Maya. Could you tell us about your experience?
One of the most exciting things was probably when I went to Xcaret, a natural park 15 miles away from the town Playa del Carmen. Xcaret is a nature reserve with a wide variety of tropical animals living freely. There, I had the opportunity to swim and play with dolphins, and that was a great experience. We did a lot of different activities with the dolphins, such as kiss, hug, signs, bar jumping, whirlpool, foot push with 2 dolphins, dancing, singing, handshake, free diving, greeting tail, and pectoral greeting. It was so much fun. The duration of the attraction was an hour, and after that we had free time to see dolphins underwater with a snorkel mask. During my trip, I also visited the Mayan ruins of Chichen Itza. That's the pyramid. We went with a tour guide who explained to us a lot of interesting things, like, for example, that I didn't know the pyramid is in reality a solar calendar. There are 91 steps on each side, and each day's shadow falls upon a different step, which I think it was amazing. In Chichen Itza, there is also a ball court, which is pretty much like a soccer field. And there were 2 teams. The teams were supposed to score by putting a rubber ball through raised stone hoops. These hoops were very high, so if you see them, it was kind of difficult to score. And that's the ball court. And I don't know if you see the hoops that are very high in the walls. That's the hoop. Well, and after the game, the losing team was often sacrificed. It was very interesting. If you get the opportunity, don't miss the Riviera Maya.
I won't. Could you tell us why you decided to take the television production courses?
I have always had a curiosity about TV production. I remember as a child, when I always saw my favorite TV shows, I was always wondering what would be behind the screens. So I wanted to discover this and learn the basic television production techniques.
What are some of the most useful things you've learned in the television production course?
Well, we have learned a lot of things. We have learned how to operate video cameras, including the 6 guidelines for good composition. We have also learned to create a sequence, to make storyboards, which are essential, to write scripts, avid editing, and TV team production.
Could you tell us about the productions you created, the Learning Project, the Action Sequence, the New England Project, and the Orange Projects?
Sure. Well, first I'll tell you a little bit about my Learning Project. It was the first project I did, so it helped me a lot to learn to use the camera and the tripod. In this project, I frame a person in a scene using different shots and camera heights. I created a close-up of an object. I framed people using proper nose room and head room, and I also simplified backgrounds by changing to a telephoto lens and using shallow depth of field. That's an over-the-shoulder shot. Next, was my action sequence. For this project, I made a storyboard, I sketched out camera placement, I created my one airy line, I used basic camera techniques such as close-ups, and I changed the camera angle and the distance to make the cut between shots smooth. I had a lot of fun with this project, and Diego, my actor, made everything very easy. Next is my New England seasonal project, which I think it was kind of between winter and spring. There wasn't much snow. Here I used the 6 guidelines for good composition in every shot, looking always for ways to simplify the scene. The rule of thirds, lines of grace, emotional lines, framing techniques. I also used other techniques such as poor man's dissolve, shift focus, and continuous zooms out. Then I edited the shots, added music and titles. And finally, this is my orange project. For this one, first I wrote the story details. I selected the locations, looking for ways to use the 6 guidelines. I selected my wonderful cast. I sketched the camera placement for each location. Then I created a storyboard and a shot list plan, and I studied the whole preparation to finally start in shooting. Then I edited, I added music with the changing moods of the story, and I added titles and credits.
Now, I know you had one project that you thought was your best. Could you tell us about it while we watch and listen to some of the music you selected?
Sure. Personally, I think I did my best work with my orange project. The story is about a little naughty girl who steals an orange from her big sister to finally offer it to her twin sister, who is sick in bed. It's kind of a cheesy, cute story, but I also added a little bit of humor to it, and as there was no dialogue, I tried to be original by shooting it in black and white and painting the actors' faces in white to add contrast. Let's listen to it for a moment.
You mentioned the variety of things that you have learned in this course. How will you put them to use?
Well, I have really enjoyed the TV production part. I think it's been a little bit stressful, but also tons of fun, and it's very satisfying when we all make a good job. So I can't wait to take the rest of the TV production courses and keep improving and learning.
Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the wonders of nature and culture in the Riviera Maya. As a new director, she hopes to apply what she has learned at NCC to document other exciting nature and travel videos. She plans to use the knowledge from TV1 to edit exciting travel videos in the future. We would like to thank Paula for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
We hope you enjoyed meeting some of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week and watch our progress throughout the semester. Thank you and good day.
This has been The New Directors, the show that introduced... I'm with your host, Lauren Gianetti. I'm directed by Lauren Stevens. I'm your announcer, Taylor Caldwell. The New Directors is an Aurora Community College student